When it comes to international shipping, getting your goods through U.S. customs might seem like error of the dice. You plan everything, your supplier ships on time, the vessel arrives as scheduled, and yet your container is flagged and held. Sound familiar? It happens far more often than you might think. U.S. Customs and Border Protection, or CBP, is the gatekeeper of American exports. Their job is to keep out unsafe products, collect duties and taxes, and enforce over 40 different federal agency regulations. That is right, over 40. So even if you be done everything right, there is still a chance that your shipment may be randomly selected for inspection. And when that happens, the delay could last for several business days, or even weeks, depending on the type of hold and the port's current congestion level. Let us dive deep into how customs examinations work, what triggers them, what types of holds exist, and most importantly, what you can do to avoid delays, save money, and keep your supply chain flowing smoothly. What is a customs examination? A customs exam is a routine part of the import process in the United States. Every shipment entering the country is technically eligible for inspection. This doesn't mean you did something wrong. It is just part of the screening process. Think of it this way. Just like airport security scans your bags, customs scans cargo containers to check for compliance, safety, and legality. The exam is conducted by CBP officers who check that the items listed match the contents inside the container, the declared value is accurate and not under-reported, the HS or HTS codes are correctly classified, labels and packaging meet federal regulations. No prohibited or restricted goods are being smuggled. They may also verify compliance with agencies like the FDA, USDA, EPA, and others depending on the nature of your cargo. These inspections are not only about catching criminals, they're about keeping the public safe. Faulty electronics, counterfeit products, contaminated foods, or mislabeled medicines pose real threats. Common reasons your shipment might get flagged. So why exactly do some shipments get held while others pass through? Let us break down the most common reasons. 1. Missing or incorrect documentation. Documentation is everything. If there is a typo on your commercial invoice or your packing list doesn't match what's actually in the container, CBP may suspect a compliance issue. Even small mistakes, like listing the wrong currency or forgetting to include the country of origin, can cause red flags. These issues are often avoidable, yet they are one of the top reasons shipments get delayed. 2. High-risk products or origins. Items like pharmaceuticals, chemicals, batteries, medical devices, or perishables face closer scrutiny. The same goes for goods originating from countries with trade sanctions or poor compliance histories. For example, a shipment from a high-risk country containing generic medicine may trigger both customs and FDA inspection. 3. Suspicious physical indicators. If your cargo weight doesn't match your declared contents, or your packaging looks inconsistent or tampered with, the CBP may suspect smuggling. This is especially true for mixed cargo or consolidated shipments. Today, as container scanning systems use advanced algorithms to detect anomalies, the container doesn't even need to be opened for the system to notice something is off. 4. Random selection. Not all holds are the result of a mistake. Some are entirely random. CBP uses spot checks to ensure all importers remain compliant. You might be fully compliant and still get put for a quick inspection. 5. A history of violations. If your business has a history of underpaying duties, misclassifying goods, or previous infractions, CBP is more likely to examine future shipments. One violation, even if accidental, can place your company on a watch list. What happens when a hold is issued? Once your container is flagged, it gets placed under a specific hold type. It serves a different purpose. Manifest hold occurs before your shipment even arrives. If your importer security filing has errors, or the manifest does anti-match, CBP may block the release of your container at the early stage. Commercial enforcement hold, used when CBP suspects a violation of import laws, such as undervaluing goods to avoid duties or intellectual property concerns. Legal intervention may be required to clear this hold. Statistical validation hold, triggered when declared values or quantities are way outside the average for a particular commodity. For example, if you are shipping 10,000 pairs of shoes but only declare $500 in value, it is going to raise eyebrows. CET hold, this is for anti-terrorism enforcement. If your cargo is suspected of containing restricted materials, it will be routed to a centralized exam station for a full inspection. PGA hold, participating government agencies like the FDA or USDA may need to perform specific checks depending on your goods. This hold delays release until the required agency signs off. Important note: each hold type adds time to your shipment as clearance. It can be a few days or extend beyond 2 weeks depending on the case. Types of exams conducted. There are 3 primary levels of examination. 1. X-ray or knee exam. This is the fastest and least intrusive method. The container is scanned externally using high-powered X-rays. If no issues are spotted, the shipment is released within 1 or 2 business days. 2. Tailgate exam. CBP opens the container doors and inspects what is immediately visible. No unloading happens. This can take anywhere from 2 to 5 days depending on the port. 3. Intensive exam, the most thorough and time-consuming. Your container is taken to a centralized station fully unloaded, and each item is checked individually. This can take between 5 to 14 business days, especially during peak import seasons. And here is the tough part. All costs for exams, transportation, labor, storage are paid by the importer, even if your goods pass with flying colors. How to reduce the risk of being held. Here are 6 proven strategies to avoid unnecessary customs delays. 1. Be meticulous with documentation. Double-check every field. Cross-reference your invoice, packing list, and bill of lading. Use consistent terms and formats. 2. Use clear, specific descriptions. Avoid vague phrases like parts or miscellaneous items. Instead, write plastic automotive fasteners or cotton t-shirts made a size large. 3. Assign accurate HS codes. Stay updated on harmonized system codes. Misclassification is one of the most common and costly mistakes. 4. Work with a licensed customs broker. An experienced broker will flag potential issues early and communicate directly with CBP. Choose a broker who specializes in your industry, or you can work with global freight forwarders like ForSmart. We collaborate with seasoned brokers and help streamline your import operations. 5. Package smartly. Use consistent packaging. Avoid damaged or mismatched boxes. Label clearly and don't reuse containers unless absolutely necessary. 6. Join or partner with Shipment and certified companies. The customs trade partnership against terrorism reduces the frequency of inspections. Even if you are not certified, working with certified warehouses and carriers helps. Customs exams may be frustrating, but they don't have to be disruptive. Preparation is your strongest weapon. When you understand the process, stay compliant, and work with professionals, you can avoid most of the headaches associated with U.S. customs inspections. Think of it this way: an ounce of prevention is worth more than a pound of costly delays.